What's up, family? It's your boy. You already know what it is. I want to welcome you on behalf of my wife and myself to the Truth Moment podcast. We're so happy and grateful that you guys decided to rock with us and come on this journey with us. Listen, it's going to be a night of laughter, a night of love, as well as a night of learning. So this is what I need you to do. Go get some pads and some papers. Nah, I'm just playing with you. Listen, fellas, get your ladies, get some popcorn or some snacks and drinks and get ready because it's about to start in just a few moments. I want to show you that. So in front of our family and our friends, I would love to know if you would do me the honor of being my wife. Will you marry me? For this night I pray. Just in case you can't see the finger shaking. Two shall we What's up, family?
Hey guys, it's me, Quanisha Bennett, and my husband.
Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy, Big Daddy's in the building.
How are you guys doing today? This is episode 2. We got so much good feedback from episode 1. We got a lot of text messages, a lot of DMs, a lot of inboxes.
They was sliding your DMs?
Not that type of DM.
Oh, okay.
A lot of inboxes just really, asking us questions and saying, how inspired everyone was by our episode 1. And we really wanted to just dig more into that from where we were talking about relationships and how we all started. So this episode is Don't Believe the Hype.
Please.
Please don't believe the hype.
Don't believe the hype.
Oh God, he's starting already. And we want to make sure, because we know we have viewers that are also listening. So we want to make sure that we're catering to you guys as well. So we thank you for listening.
Facts.
We thank you for tuning in. We thank you for following us, and continue to like, share, and follow. Okay, I got all of those things out of the way, babe. Cool. So let's talk. Don't believe the hype.
All right, so let's get into it. So we've been together 10 years.
Yes.
Along the way, we met some really great couples.
Definitely.
Older couples, younger couples.
For sure.
Middle-aged couples that we thought were going to just be with each other to the end of time.
Yeah.
For so
no. Don't do it.
Stevie Wonder playing in the background, just highlight reels of nothing but bliss and wedded matrimony and all that good stuff. But the reality is that a lot of those couples are no longer together. And,
a few.
A lot.
Okay.
A lot. Think about from 2011 to now. It's a lot.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think part of that was because in the church culture, and sometimes even in our black community, we kind of set relationships and people up to fail if we're not careful. I think sometimes, when you see one of your family members get a boo thing, or they get engaged, or they get this and they get that, we put so much emphasis on the wedding and when you get married, and what's taking you so long, when you're going to have kids and all this stuff, that we don't really understand that there's a process that those two people who are in a relationship is undergoing, and I don't think we put enough respect on the process.
Definitely, and I would even add to that, just going back to what we spoke about in the last episode, how I was going through that dilemma, guys, don't judge me, and I was dealing with the other guy, and with Mel, and on paper the other guy looked really good. On paper, Mel looked good, but the other guy had more of the material, the superficial things, I would say, that I felt like I needed at that moment, not knowing that those things could come and would come with Mel. And, it wasn't until I really, took a step back and prayed, as I, forestated last time, and really sought God, that I realized, okay, I don't want to believe the hype, because the hype was, and even I had friends that was like, Quanisha, are you serious? Like, you gotta leave this dude for this little skinny project boy. And I was like,
projects all day
and
long,
I was like, I don't know, I guess I am, but it really was like a hyped up situation, as if, because this person was great on paper, because we looked good together, that this would be it. And I think that's where we are trying to, or what we're trying to kind of just emphasize, like, we don't want people to just go off of what looks good on paper, or, oh, you guys look great together, but you guys haven't had those real serious conversations, as something as we kind of tapped into even last episode, in reference to, like, does this person want kids? What is the person's religion? Do they believe in what you believe in? Where do they want to live? Where wouldn't they live? Are they from a big family? Are they not from a big family? Like, do they want family? Do they not want family? What is their dynamic?
Absolutely. So The hype. One of the hypes is that every relationship is destined or is going to work. That's not true. It's
Oh
not.
yeah,
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
not true.
Like most relationships, because you're taking one person from the west, one person from the east, and you bring them together. A lot of them not going to work. For so many different reasons. But on top of that, like my wife said, and I wanna go back to that. She said that a lot of times people get who looks good with me. Like,
Now
oh,
you
you.
shaking the table.
I'm sorry.
We just shaking tables, guys.
It's alright.
Y'all may not can
I'm.
see us, the listeners, but we shaking tables over
It's
here.
alright. As long as you don't make me put my paws on you like little Scrappy said. It's
Don't
alright.
put your balls on me.
But so that was something that I did prior to my wife. I dated women that fit my look and matched my image, that upheld this persona I had of myself. Whereas when I met my wife, she wasn't someone that necessarily fit my look and my idea of what my look should have been. Because I didn't really
Because I
like.
wasn't ratchet. I was a classy girl. He wasn't used to the classy ladies.
No, I was, I like the
The
little,
shade.
I like the little hood,
He
the little
liked the
entertainment. You know what
hood.
I'm
You know what I'm
saying?
saying? He liked that. And, despite popular belief, even though my name is Quanisha, I'm not really hood.
Yeah, no.
So, it was.
Quanisha's more like a valley girl.
So,
Walking my way downtown, faces past, past to the 10-year. That's
I
more
don't,
Quanisha.
it was like,
And
but
because I was from the projects, I was, of course, you meet who's ever in your neighborhood or your area. So I was used to a little back and forth, a little tussle, a little, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like, all right.
he liked that. So,
All right, you know what I'm saying? Like, come here, let me grab you up real quick.
every
show
now and
you-
again, I gotta act a little.
Nah.
No, but it's true. You know what I'm saying? Not really understanding. I think one that who you see now is also going to change and develop
Absolutely.
and grow, and that's a process, right? And not taking away from the feeling, because I think that's also too. I think that a lot of us, go in with oh my God, but I love him, but I love her.
Right.
We go into it with this feeling, and also needing to understand that sometimes that feeling it go away.
Oh, absolutely. Let me. Oops, sorry, guys. Let me say this to you. And I'm saying this as a happily married man. There's times that one person is not going to be in love with the other person.
For sure.
There's times where that person that was in love will not, and the other person will be.
Mm-hmm.
And there's going to be times where you both are in love with each other at the same time.
Yeah, what you never want to happen, and I feel like our pastor and first lady, which is also his godparents, told us this: you never want both parties to be out of love at the same time.
That's right.
You never want both parties to be, because when you both are out of love, then it's like who fighting,
Exactly.
or who's willing to say, what, this is just a moment, this too shall pass, because
Right.
the other person is like, I'm done, So even though in arguments we've both had moments of like I'm over that, but the reality is somebody, if not both of us at that moment, we were still fighting inside. We didn't want this to to really end, but definitely understanding. What, babe? Why you looking at me?
Some
Ooh, the listeners can't see the way. Ooh, y'all couldn't see the way my husband just looked at me. I thought he would. Why you looked at me like
because
that?
that's not true. Truth moment. Sometimes I wanted to end because your head was spinning around like this on your body.
Ooh.
She had snakes coming out of her mouths, and
Baby, he gonna put.
like Medusa.
Well, what I said was that yes, sometimes the other party may want to.
Where you get that accent from?
What, my country accent?
Yeah, the
Every
little
now and again I turn that on and on. Don't do me. What I said was that one party may want it to end and the other party don't.
Absolutely.
Deep down inside. That's what I was saying, babe.
Got you.
Ooh, he said. He
Gotcha.
really wanted
But
to leave.
let's go back to the. I think I want to emphasize this. So let's go back here for a second. Then we'll keep going forward. That as time goes on and as time progresses, what you like, what you're attracted to, what you're interested in will always
Will
change.
Definitely.
Because as you grow,
Okay.
I'm not shaking the table, boo. That's
All
just
right.
my power and authority. I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, the table responds when his master speaks.
Y'all, listeners that's listening, he shaking the table again, y'all. But we're going to let him go.
I didn't shake the table. And you got that fake country accent. like you from the South. Well, you know, Billy Joe.
Wait, you can't do the country.
Oh, I could do it if I wanted to.
Oh, okay.
I just want to stay in my smooth, suave voice, you know what I'm saying? Just in case there's a... Nah, I'm playing. But no, all jokes aside, as you grow, your interests, your appetite, your desires, what you're into, what you like about people, it changes. And so one of the types of relationships that we've seen fail was people who got together because they fit an image or they looked good together, rather than, and this is what I say about my wife, rather than that person that you're joining yourself to, or you're looking to see if you can join yourself to, if they complete you or not.
Oh, bet. Can I tell a story? I got about 2 stories.
Okay.
But I'm gonna just...
Go ahead, tell the story. Go ahead.
I'm gonna make it more. Truth moment. That's just how we do here on the Truth Moment podcast. Truth moment. Insert. So there were 2, and I'm not gonna give any names, but there were 2 different women, well, their families rather, that thought that Jamel was like their person, you know,
what can I say?
their daughter's husband, right? One was more the family. The other one, I think, was more just the girl. Because
we love everybody.
We love everybody.
Those families.
We love those families. Yeah. So I'm not talking about those families, but I'm just using this as an example, right? Because they saw Jamel. He was a young man. He's a young, good-looking man. Those that are listening, you know, go check us out on social media. My husband is fun, okay? So he was a young man. He was a young-looking man, a young man, a good-looking man. He didn't have any children. He's very, very, very sweet and hospitable. He believes in God. He's a preacher, right? He was a young preacher. So everyone saw, or they were seeing, oh my God, like this is what this boy could, this young man could be. He looks good on paper. Like, I think that, you know, him and my daughter, they would be compatible and match. And, you know, it was crazy because I was like, what is wrong with these people? I was a little young and I was different. I was like, hold up now. What you talking about? God said, y'all remember we said the God said last time? That you supposed to be with your daughter. I'm like, come on now, son. But the reality is, people, and I think we've all been guilty and or victim to it, right? We've all been in a space where we believe the hype, whether it was about a relationship that we were in, you know, people that we wanted to deal with. We kind of fell into that space of like, oh my God, this is the best thing again, you know, next to sliced bread. When reality was, it was on a superficial level. I think that's what I would say. It was on a superficial level. So it wasn't that he wasn't a great man. And this is another thing, and I'm giving y'all this one for free. It wasn't that he wasn't a great man and he wasn't a good man, because he was. He just wasn't a good man or a great man for them. That's just not. So, and that's another thing. I think that we sometimes find good men, great women, but we don't understand that that's not your good man or great woman. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's somebody else's. You know, and sometimes you don't realize that while you're in the relationship. Sometimes it takes you to go out of the relationship. Because I know for me, I've dated a lot of really good guys. And now a lot of them are married with children. And I'm like, wow, they're really good men. They just wasn't a good man for me.
Absolutely. And I think that's perfect for where I want to be. So the Bible talks about in the beginning, God puts Adam to sleep, takes a rib from Adam to make Eve. Mm-hmm. And so now Adam is missing a rib. Mm-hmm. But that piece, that rib that God took from him, he used to make Eve. Mm-hmm. So you have Adam, who's now incomplete, who's not 100%.
Ooh, keep going, because I'm about to get real deep.
Who's not?
Ooh, that was a. Ooh,
who's not? You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Who's not 100% whole in a sense, because there's a piece of him that's missing, and so now when you find your as the Bible talks about, the man finds a good thing, or women, you guys like to call us Boaz. When you find that person, it should not be a image thing, but it should be a completion on a deeper level.
They tag me in.
Tag you in.
If I had a topic for the sermon, that's not your rib. That ain't your rib. Listen, God made Eve from Adam's rib, right? Eve. However, my rib wouldn't fit in Adam. You know what I'm saying? Like, it won't connect. Just the same as another woman's rib won't fit here. It won't connect, right? And a lot of times we think because we see a Boaz, we see a rib, we see the sweet and hospital.
You guys get what I'm saying?
Full moment that because we see a Boaz, we see a rib, we see this woman that's great, that oh my God, they're gonna they gonna connect, when reality is that ain't your rib, baby. That ain't your Boaz.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
these are Applebee ribs.
Come on,
and you got a McRib.
You got a McRib.
You got a Burger King rib. Oh, these are BBQs.
I was about to say, you got a BBQ's rib over here, and you trying to eat Applebee's rib. Like, it ain't the same rib. It's not going to connect. And I think that sometimes we get so caught up in the hype. And you know what, too, babe? A lot of times you could get really caught up in the hype after, like, weddings, baby showers, like engagement parties, proposals. Like, you get caught up in that blissful moment that you're like, oh my God, this is what I want, on both ends. Because there's some men that love to be in relationships.
Of course.
And you get so caught up in that moment and you're like, oh my God, this is what I want, that you start viewing other people, or even maybe the relationship that you're in. You're like, okay, well, you know what? This looks like it could work. This like could work.
Which is cool, but don't forego the process.
Yes.
Don't for instance. And this is the other side of well, let's make sure that you guys get what I'm saying as far as the completion. Don't you're beautiful, you're handsome, you're a great woman, great man, and I'm challenging you not to find that man that has the 6-pack abs and the hairline that you want, and keep yourself boxed in to what you feel you should have versus what God may have for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that completion part, that missing link part may not come in the package you want.
Definitely.
And when you find someone that completes you, they challenge you, they motivate you, they question you, but ultimately you realize that at the end of the day, all of the bad is outweighed by the good. You realize that even though there will be bad seasons, that the bad seasons was so much worth it.
Truth moment. That's a truth moment, because that's another thing. People think like, oh, it's not going to be no bad seasons. Now, let me be clear.
Don't believe the hype.
Don't believe the hype.
It's going to rain.
Let me be clear. And let me, put out the disclaimer. I know every marriage and every relationship is not like me and Jamel's. I know that. So I want to be very clear. And I don't want to give off the false pretense as if, oh my God, marriage is horrible, because it's not.
No.
But it's hard. What I don't think that anyone can attest, could deny, right, is that marriage is hard work. Marriage is hard work. And there are going to be seasons in your life where it rains, where it pours, everything. And it's so funny because me and Mel was talking about it. Just every so often we talk about it. Your marriage goes through every vow that you say in front of your family and God, in front of each other. Those vows that you say, your marriage gets tested, tried, and true. And for some marriages, you get the latter and the the worst part before you get the good part. Yeah, it just really depends on a process, which is so important. The process in which God designs and desires to put you through so you can get to the end that he wants you to get to. But believe me, baby, when it rains, it pours. And it's not sometimes a day, like Mel said. Sometimes it's a season.
Yeah, sometimes.
And what do you do when it's in a season?
Sometimes
and
it's 2 years.
Or, babe, when you see the other marriages that you be cool and chilling with, and they all hype, and you like, what's going on?
Don't believe the hype.
Don't believe.
I'm telling.
Because baby, sometimes it ain't as good as it looks.
I'm telling you, please listen.
Okay.
Keep. If you're in a relationship, keep your eyes on your ship. In your car.
Wait, you said a curse word?
I said shit.
I know. Shit. I thought the Saints was cussing.
You see why I gotta pray so hard? Because if I mess around with her, I'm going to hell.
I said,
if I mess around, I'm going to hell.
He said ship.
Keep your eyes on your ship.
Yes,
with a P. With a P.
With a P.
With a P.
With the extra P.
Huh? Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, with a P.
With a P. Keep your eyes in your car.
Or your vehicle.
Keep your eyes in your plane.
Listen,
and
or your
don't look
boat.
around.
Yeah.
Because every relationship has a different grace.
Mm-hmm.
Every relationship, every marriage, every couple, every family has a different grace. And the danger is that you'll be like, yo, I want what, and we're going to shout out our brother and sisters. I want what the Robinsons have from Dysfunctional Family Podcast. Y'all need to go check them out.
Check them out.
Y'all need to go check them out. And matter of fact, I'm going to put the link in their bio. They're another marriage podcast, young black couple, educated. Both of them have
very much
like 17 degrees each, beautiful kids.
Yes, we love them.
They're entrepreneurs. They have a clothing line called
Micah Godparents.
Free the Souls Clothing.
Yes.
They're dope. You know what I'm saying? But we had to learn, especially me, because Deshaun always seemed like, like the perfect guy. I never forget Deshaun, and I'm plugging them. Deshaun for I think like their 5th wedding anniversary or her 25th birthday, whatever it was. He posted like 25 reasons why he loves a man.
Yes, I saw that.
And so my eyes is in my boat. I'm like, oh, that's dope. That is dope. Like. That's the stuff that's gonna make me want to go to the next level. And then this one here going, oh, you see what they shot it?
You ain't posted
25 things about a man that he love. And I get one little post and because her eyes, you know what I'm saying, was everywhere.
But the reality is, truth moment, if we will be so very honest, that happens a lot of times, you know what I'm saying? And we love them, so we could use that as absolutely. An example, right?
They already know, ain't no competition, ain't no jealousy.
But
but
as an example, we already know that that's what happens. And sometimes it can be people or people you don't know, just people that you follow on social media.
Absolutely.
And you're looking and you're believing the hype of the lifestyle that they're living, or the hype and the lifestyle of their relationship and their marriage and their children. And now you're sizing yourself up, you're sizing your marriage up, you're sizing your children up, you're sizing your house up, your car up, because you're believing the hype of what you see on social media, of the picture that people want you to see, because that's another thing. I want you to see my hair laid, my eyelashes on, and that's what I want you to see.
But she don't want you to see when these braids come out and the wig's not on.
I don't want y'all to see that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you only gonna see the good part.
You only gonna see the good part. And I think that a lot of relationships and marriages sometimes fail because they don't realize that they fell into a place where you're believing the hype, whether it be in the process before getting into a relationship or even once you're in a relationship. You fall into the hype and you start believing like, yo, the grass is greener on the other side. And in reality is, if the grass looks greener, it's because they watered it. And that doesn't mean that your grass can't be as green. What you got to do is water your grass and put in the work. And once you put in your work, guess what? Your grass can be just as green. And believe it or not, somebody gonna be looking at your grass and be like, dang, I wish my grass looked as green as that.
Look, I want to tell you guys a story that I remember. I remember reading. It was this little girl in the book that I read. This was a kid's book. Don't judge me. This was many years ago, but I have a great memory. It's a kid's book. It's a little girl, and she sees this building that when the sun is at its highest, it looks like it's shining. I mean, just it looks like it's shining. And she says, I want to live in that building. And so one day she makes up in her mind that she's going to walk to that building that looks like it's shining. She gets to the building. She gets right up under the building. And she's looking up. And she says, what happened? What happened? From a far distance, it looked like the building was shining. She meets a little girl from her class that she didn't know lives in the building. And the little girl said to her, what are you doing here? She said, oh, your building shines. I wanted to see your building shine up close. And the little girl said, my building shines? What are you talking about? She said, yeah, from my window, I can see your building shining. And the little girl said, well, I don't know what you're talking about. But she says, I know that building over there shines. The little girl turns around and realizes that her house was shining too. And walks back home happy now because she knows that her house shines in the sunlight.
Wow.
So I'm saying all that to say is you can look over there and think there's green grass if you want to, and think that where you are, the soil ain't good or the water ain't good. But again, the essence of what we're trying to get you to realize is that there is a process. You don't just get pregnant and then have a baby that same day. You know what I'm saying? You don't just go to pre-K and then you graduate college with your doctorate the same year. You know what I'm saying? There's a process. And I think sometimes because and I'm gonna take it there, sometimes because of society and the world we live in, and then also because of cultural differences or what we've allowed to be cultural norms, and because of social media, we disqualify ourselves from going through the process. And then when we realize that things are not how we expected them or what we want them to be, we get upset and we get mad because we don't allow ourselves to grow through the process. That's the whole reason for the process. The process produces growth. The process produces a new level of intelligence, a new level of experience, a new level of wisdom, and we have to go through the process.
It's very true. And I think, I want to make sure that we're very clear and know that there's two different things, right? So there's a process that you have to go through before you pick this person, or before you finalize or, get married, basically. Go through that process first, because there's two different processes, right? There's a process that you do before you get married, right? That's what one process is. And then that there's another process once you realize that this is my husband, this is my wife, this is who I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. Now there's another process, right? Both processes are needed and very important, because the first process, you're able to pick and realize, this is not who I need to be with. I need to be with somebody else. Or these are the things we need to work out before we get married, right? These two processes, very important. You can't skip it, and you can't have one without the other, right? Once you go through that process, then there's another process. Once you've gotten into that marriage, that you as the married couple, as the man and wife, as the husband rather and the wife, the man and the woman, you have to go through that process. Your process will look different. Your process will not be identical to others, and that is okay. Your marriage is not, you're dealing with different people, so your marriage shouldn't look like the next person's marriage. It may have similarities. You may, we may have these many children. You may have these many children. I may be this and you may be that, and they may be this and they may be that. We may all like basketball. We may all like spaghetti. Like, there may be things that we're like, oh wow, that's great. We eat spaghetti on Fridays too. But you can't allow, those similarities to overtake what your marriage should look like, So we want to make sure that, people are understanding, like, don't get all caught up in the hype and the look of what social media makes marriage look like, of what other people try to make or want their marriage to perceive to be.
Yeah, because let me tell you something.
Because I've been there.
I was gonna punch social media in his face.
I've been there.
I was gonna beat that dude up.
Because
social media. Let me tell you what this one here said to me one time.
Ooh.
Trying to be like the Joneses,
Truth
looking
moment?
at yeah, this is definitely a truth moment. So y'all know Love and Hip Hop, right? Now Love and Hip Hop, I'm gonna teach you the fellas.
I haven't watched Love and Hip Hop in a long time.
Love and Hip Hop blessed me. For one reason, but it also cursed me for another. Now, I don't watch Love and Hip Hop, but baby, I read and studied the book of Joe Budden Nations.
Not Book of Joe Budden
The
Nations.
book of Joe Budden Nations, where he don't argue with none of the women, and he keeps that calm, melatonin voice. He's like that. I was like,
Wait, first
hallelujah.
though, you know how long ago we watched Love and Hip Hop because Joe Budden ain't even on.
Oh well. Don't judge me. Don't judge me.
Joe Budden.
Don't judge
Okay.
me.
Continue.
But no,
Sorry, man.
So Love and Hip Hop, right? And so we're married at this time. Mm-hmm. Very very young married. Mm-hmm. I don't even think my wife is pregnant. Mm-mm. But the girl on the TV is pregnant, and it's talking about push gifts.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I want a push gift.
I ain't get one, y'all.
And so,
not one.
Because this one here, her eyes was everywhere, trying to compare us to, on be like this and be like this. Now, anybody that knows my wife is spoiled.
I just want
anybody that knows my wife knows
Ooh.
knows my wife is spoiled. My wife is spoiled. So spoiled. I just ordered and picked out 10 different dresses for her birthday outfit.
Can I talk?
Just so she can have options to choose of what she wants to wear when I take her out for her birthday. So she's spoiled.
For the listeners, guys, because I keep on forgetting not forgetting, but I have to make sure that I'm tending to the listeners as well. I put up 2 fingers that you guys can't see, but I'm gonna say. So we have 3 children. 1 I pushed out before I met him, and 2 I pushed out with him in the room, girls. And I didn't get a push gift, I don't know if he was, if he remembered the video or he remembered the Love and Hip Hop. And I just thought about that. I never did get a push gift. And all these women are getting these push gifts, babe. And I almost lost my life. And you didn't think that.
You see the foolishness I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? This is why you don't believe the hype.
It's okay.
Don't have your eyes everywhere.
The next baby,
you know what I'm saying?
Gift, though,
Ain't no next baby.
Oh!
Nah, I'm playing. Well, pray for us. Because I want to do the Lord's will. Whatever the Master says. Hallelujah, Jesus.
He just got distracted. Babe, push gift, hype.
No, I didn't get distracted. But what I'm saying is, this is what she was exposed to.
Yeah.
This is what she saw. And this became her expectation of reality. Whereas we were fine. Our car was cruising. Our boat was sailing. And now you sideswipe us. We get into an accident because now you bring something in, really bring an expectation into what our reality was. And now it's like, oh man, how do we get around this? So I'm saying all that to say, if you look, and I'm telling you, if you look around, you're gonna be depressed. You're gonna be sad. You're gonna feel like, dad, we go out of the country every year. And we ain't doing nothing. Like, our lives don't compare to, the Jay-Z's and Beyonce's.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
or if you're not able to go out,
right.
You're not able to do date night, and you're not able to go travel. You're not able to go do those moments and have those memories or create those memories. You feel like, dang, my marriage ain't nothing. Like, we ain't never going away. These couples always going away. They always having a date night. They doing. So, another thing, truth moment. I always like to see the couples that match, right? That be wearing little matching shirts and matching outfits and stuff like that, right? And I used to be like, babe, you see them? They always matching. Why we can never match? Like, this is the closest we gonna get to matching. Yes.
Facts.
For those that can't see us, we both got on black t-shirts and our t-shirts got white writing. The end. Like, that's the closest thing we're gonna get to matching.
I think it's corny.
And I was gonna say to him, I was really gonna say to him when I realized what we both had, I was like, oh babe, you matching me, even though we're not really matching. But this is the close. And he would have gave that face, y'all. He looking at me like, really, I'm not matching you, because I saw other people in couples matching. It looked cute on social media. I was like, oh my God, they're so in love.
That's cool.
And
but that doesn't. But see that, and that's what I'm talking about.
But that's the thing.
That doesn't mean that they're so in love.
That just means that they like the same thing.
That doesn't even mean that they like the same thing. Because I'm pretty sure some of them couples, that brother's like, listen, man, just give me this shirt. I'm going to
I'm
wear
gonna
this
do.
shirt. And you're not going to get on my nerves today. And I'm going to take all the pictures you want. You know what I'm saying? And then there are some dudes that's like, yo, okay, cool, that's dope.
Yeah.
But for me, I just like the to be, my own individual and my creative self,
Yes.
especially when it comes to fashion. I love fashion.
He likes to be
You know what I'm saying?
individual.
And so I like to just express myself through clothes. And I think sometimes when you force, someone to match you, you kind of stifling their creativity and their individuality.
Who thinks that hard, right? Hey, let's wear a matching T-shirt. I'm not thinking that hard, but he's thinking that hard. However, I think the point of the believing the hype part is that you assume that this marriage and or relationship is better or in sync, closer place than you are because y'all don't wear matching T-shirts,
Facts.
So I want to say like that. That's really what we wanted to kind of just have everyone to understand. Like don't get caught up in what you see. Now don't discount the fact that there are people that are just happy. There are people that are just happy. There are people that are just madly in love, and that's great for them, right? You don't know what it took for them to get
Absolutely.
there. You know what they have to go through for them to get to where they are. Just like for us, you don't know what we've gone through, what we had to get through to get to where we are today, and I think that a lot of people forget that there is a process, right? There's a process. So don't demise small beginnings, humble beginnings. Don't overlook it. Don't just disregard it. Really embrace it. And really truth moment is my husband keep on looking over here at these children.
No. I hear them moving, and so I just want to make sure that they good.
Because the reality is, guys, we have a family. We have children.
Of course.
So that's the truth moment of what we do. We multitasking right now.
Right. So let's get to the funnier. I think this part is going to be the funnier part of the Don't Believe the Hype. So we
Okay.
talked about the process prior to the relationship. We talked about the relationship. Don't believe the hype. Not to compare. I love everybody, but I have to emphasize this part of the conversation because of the type of person I marry. You see, for those who watching, you see my beautiful wife. Beautiful, gorgeous, attractive, educated, 3 degrees, master's in social work. She's a social work supervisor.
Yes.
But baby,
Certified, you did. I got
baby,
certification.
certified Christian counselor.
Hire me, guys. You can find me. Plug. You can find
But-
me on Christian Counseling Directory.
But
Okay.
baby, my wife believed the hype, y'all.
Oh,
She
I
believed-
did.
she
I
believed the
did.
hype.
Truth moment, I did.
She believed the hype.
I did.
So my
Not gonna lie.
my wife prior to our relationship was worshipped and adored and cherished.
As I
And
should be.
absolutely, and walked on rose petals even when she was walking in the street. Fellas do their coats down in the rain. All those good things that we preach or we say men ought to do for women,
As you
right?
should.
Which is very great, and every woman, you deserve that. However, in my best Michael Kyle voice,
What?
from
Yes.
whatever that show
My
was.
Wife and Kids.
My Wife and Kids. Yeah. However, because all that took place doesn't mean you're perfect. Doesn't mean that you don't need to change. Doesn't mean you don't need to grow. So apparently, because I'm about to fill you guys in on all of the tea.
Ooh,
All
tea
the tea.
time.
So when me and my wife got together, I knew, of course, like I said, the Lord told me. We had those conversations about the Lord for the first 6 months, really good 9-hour, 4-hour, 5-hour, 6-hour conversations. But you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, okay, I'm going to be one that's going to end up with you long term for the rest of my life. There's some things that I don't like. there's a few things that I need you to work on.
Clutch pearls. I said, me? You need me to work on things?
I was
No,
like-
I'm perfect. What are you talking
was
about?
like- I was
I've
like-
never heard any of these things
I
before.
was
don't know
like,
what you're
yeah,
talking about.
you know,
Perfect.
there's some areas that
Perfect
I'm gonna need you to
Patty.
pivot. I'm gonna need you to reposture yourself.
Perfect padded.
You know
okay?
what I'm saying? I'm gonna need
Perfect
you
padded.
to bow down before the king.
Ooh,
You know what
he
I'm
said
saying?
that to me. He
And-
said that to me.
And the reality was that my wife believed the hype that she was perfect. Everything she brought to the table was perfect.
Is this why you wanted to
She-
have this type of
no,
topic?
no,
You don't believe
no,
that?
absolutely. This is why. Yes, this is why. Not about you, but because we don't want people going into relationships or
that's true.
marriages thinking that they don't need to change.
That's another
'Cause
layer. Ooh, that's a good one. Because that's another thing. You believe the hype of your own in your own head, the hype of your family, the hype of your friends, and don't realize that you can be looking very different in a relationship. So that may be
Absolutely.
perfect for mommy and daddy and for sister and brother and for cousin. That may be
or for the community.
Yeah,
You can be celebrated in
Yeah.
the community,
Yeah.
but in this arena, this area,
you can be celebrated, but
still
you
be celebrated, but called and challenged to change.
Definitely. So you can't even believe the hype of yourself to where as if you're already well put together, you're perfect, and there's no change. Babe, I just said you can't. I didn't say I didn't at one point, but I've changed. You shouldn't fall into that trap because the reality is, like Mel said in the beginning, your husband and wife they're going to challenge you to change, to become better, to push. They're going to help you and push you to become. That's the purpose of a help me, to help you, to push you to the place in which God wants you to be and to aspire to become, right? So when you fall into that, I don't have to change, I'm perfect. The problem is obviously not I, said the cat. The problem is you. And it's always you. You have now really forfeited a possibly great relationship, and or if you're married, a great marriage, because you've taken away the option of I can have a part to play in this. Good, better, and different. So I believed the hype at one point, but I've changed. Can we talk about the change?
Yeah, we could definitely
talk
we
about
we
the
can talk about the change in another episode. In another episode. Hallelujah. Thank you,
Baby,
Jesus.
y'all see how you
But no,
do
all
me?
jokes aside, and so as someone coming into this relationship with my wife, you have to have these conversations. Mm-hmm. But you have to find a way to have these conversations without insulting, without adding injury, verbal injury, emotional injury,
Definitely.
mental injury to the individual. And then you also need to be open to the fact, and this is for me, for the fellas, for the ladies that feel like you're adaptive, that you do listen well, you do that. No, there's some things about you that need to be fixed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's some things about you that need to, you know what I'm saying, be changed and corrected and be done over. You know what I'm
Definitely.
saying? So don't believe that hype as to, you know, outside of what you bring to the relationship, because I know you bring something worth value.
Definitely.
I know you bring something of substance. I know you
Definitely.
bring something worth having and worth longing for.
Definitely.
Worth desiring, worth fighting for. But I don't need you to believe the hype that you are perfect. And perfect in the sense that you can't change. Because the reality is a left hand, right hand, they have to come together to
Yep.
do this, right? But if my left hand, this is actually my right hand, so I'm not slow. I just
Those that can't see him, he
yeah,
putting up the wrong
I'm
hand,
sorry.
guy. He put up the right hand.
right hand. So if my right hand is like this, now this is the goal.
Mm-hmm.
But if my right hand comes like this, while my left hand is open, we can't reach the goal.
Yeah.
So the reality is that changing is necessary.
This
You know what I'm
definitely
saying?
is.
Conforming to a certain extent is necessary
Yeah.
in order to reach the goal. So
For the greater good.
For the greater good. Don't believe the hype. Like one of the issues that we had in the beginning was, and I said this all the time, this is a truth moment. I said to my wife, like, I'm supposed to lead. You supposed to follow.
Yeah.
You know, like, you work on your following while I work on my leading. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, I was 22 when I met my wife, 25 when we got married.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I knew going into it that Tag you in?
Tag me in.
All
After
right,
you go. After
gotta
go.
wait.
Okay.
I knew going into it that there was a lot of places where I needed character development, where I needed to be challenged, to be changed. My mindset had to be shifted from being, a young man to being a young husband. You know what I'm saying? So I get that, but at the same time, it's like, okay, while I'm working on this, I don't need you to sit there and point fingers at all the areas that you ain't satisfied. You know what I'm saying? I need you to work on you.
Go over there and work on you.
Yeah, like, okay. Oh, okay. So what I would do was, and she didn't know, but we would have arguments, and I would put in my notes everything she said, and I'd go in my shower and cry, because that's my war room, and I would pray, and I would say, God, she said this to me. She said and she said this.
Babe, what you let me say something. You're not gonna pay me to be the bad guy in this episode too.
No. You're not. There's no bad guy here. And I would say, God, help me. And that's where we're trying to get everyone to, I guess, get a willingness for that desire to be a better partner for your spouse. You know what I'm saying? That desire to have the Lord remake you, reshape you, remold you to be a better, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because on my end, and I'll throw my own, throw dirt on my own name. You couldn't tell me nothing.
Yeah, babe, tag me. I want to be in.
Oh, she want to throw dirt.
I want to tag you. I mean, because you was piling it up.
I didn't throw dirt. I told truths.
Piling it up. My husband was piling it up. Like last episode, people was like, Quanisha, oh my God, you did that to him? Guys, I did. But he wasn't perfect. Look at y'all. He wasn't perfect Patty, all right?
I wasn't perfect Patty.
He wasn't perfect Patty or perfect Tommy. For me, he's right. It was a matter of, he's right in this sense. It was a matter of, he was supposed to learn how to lead. I needed to learn how to follow. And because, as we stated in our previous episode, I had a son prior to, it was very hard for me to just detach from leading because I had a son that I was leading, right? And I was a single mom at a point in time. So for me to kind of turn that off and now go into a place where I have to now follow this man to lead not only myself but also my child, and even though he took Jaden in as his own, like from 2, you couldn't tell that wasn't his child and they didn't have a connection. However, still for me, I had to break down that single mom mindset so that I could allow him to be that leader. So it wasn't a matter of like, oh, I didn't want to. It was a matter of me having to be this person. Babe, for y'all that can't see him, he's giving me these eyes that I don't want him to give. Can I tell my truth?
Tell your
truth. Can I tell my truth?
Because your truth ain't the truth. Hallelujah.
Okay, this is the truth moment. So you can have your own truth and I can have my own truth.
All right, tell your truth.
That's another thing about him, y'all. He believes that his truth is holy.
No. Here's what I believe.
Y'all see he's trying to distract me, right?
I'm not trying to distract her.
Babe,
don't speak for me.
Oh, and that's another thing that he likes.
Don't speak for me.
We not focusing on that. Stay focused because we only got a couple more minutes.
Shando, the works that I've done.
Listen. So the point of the matter is, because I was a single mom, I had to really dismantle that single mom mindset. And for those women and or men that are single parents and you're going into a relationship, it's not an easy one to fix to just say, okay, I'm now going to follow this person, especially if you're the woman that's a single mom and you're a single parent and you're coming into a relationship, that you're just going to follow this person and just, allow this person to lead you and to guide you, because you're not only thinking about yourself, you also think about your child and or children. So I want to make sure where you lead in me is a great place or the right place, because my child is also being led too, right? So that was what it was for me, and I had to learn how to really break that down so that I could be a better follower, or better helpmeet rather, and allow him to lead as he was created and destined to do, and that was to lead. Yeah, babe, we gotta wrap this up though. I'm looking at the time.
Don't worry about the time. We got time.
We got time.
We got time. Because we want to make sure that you got. First of all, we apologize for our first episode.
What?
Y'all was commenting, y'all was sending us
Oh,
messages, and all
yeah.
that, and we didn't even like. We were still figuring
Truth
it out.
moment.
We were still
figuring it out. So
We
we
still
done
figuring it
posted it
out.
on multiple
So like we say in the church, charge it to my head and not to my
and
heart.
not to my heart. Take all mistakes with love.
Please, please,
darlings. Please, darlings.
You know when the soloists get up there and they get ready to sing, and they start, and then I don't have much of a voice, so please,
Take all mistakes
take all
with
mistakes
love.
for love. That's what that first episode was.
Yeah.
It was great to have you guys rock with us. It was great to be with you live. It was great to see your messages and see you responding. But on our third episode, we're gonna be live. Your comments and your messages are gonna be put on the show, put during the show. And we're gonna do a Q&A. We're gonna do a Q&A. So you, and I didn't tell my wife, but this just came to me. We're gonna do a giveaway because we love you
didn't
guys.
tell me that.
Yeah, no, but I'm gonna do a giveaway for my money.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna do a giveaway. We're gonna do a giveaway. For those of you who've been with us from the beginning to now, I'm gonna ask during the show 4 questions, and I'm gonna give away $100, $25 each time. You know what I'm saying? So,
At one time?
No, 25 each time. So at the beginning of the show, I'm gonna ask a question. In the middle, towards the
But you giving $100 away in that one show?
that one show, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Why you gonna match it? First?
No. Anonymously, I'm gonna have somebody answer the question and they can just give me the $25.
No, that's not what we're doing. I know all the people that she gonna have. No, we're not doing that. But you know what I'm saying? We love you guys.
Back to the point, baby.
Yeah, back to the point.
He got distracted, y'all.
I never get distracted. Don't listen to her. She don't know what she be
Don't
talking
believe the
about.
hype.
She get distracted.
I do, but he
She
does
get distracted.
do sometimes.
We were supposed to record this episode like 6
Dang,
days ago.
how true are you gonna be truthful in this truth moment? Like, we be focused.
But the reality is, guys, don't believe the hype. All jokes aside.
Yeah.
Please don't believe the hype. Personally, don't believe the hype.
I'm
There
hot.
are a lot of gray areas in your life personally. There are a lot of traumas and triggers that still cause you to feel pain or to react a certain way. So don't believe the hype and think that the next person is just going to deal with it, or it's just going to be okay, or it's just going to work out. Please take the necessary time. Take the necessary time to heal. Take the necessary time to get better. Take the necessary time to recover. Don't believe the hype. And for those of you coming out of a relationship, or those of you who haven't had successful relationships, don't believe that you have to be in one to be happy or to be successful.
Definitely. And I want to just do a couple of takeaways, because you're doing a good talking. Let's do some takeaway points, okay?
Do some takeaways.
Takeaways, okay? Don't say it like that, babe. do some takeaways.
Do some takeaways.
do some
Gosh darn it.
do some takeaways. No, because I think takeaways are very important because we did a lot of talking, right? So you want some good takeaways. So I think one takeaway would be don't abort the process.
Don't abort the process.
Don't abort the process. The process is important. Don't run from it. Don't try to, have a premature, trying to push and force something that's prematurely out too soon. Be in the process. Enjoy the process. Work the process. Do what it needs to be done to make your grass green, to make that relationship be not only what it looks like on social media, but actually be that behind closed doors. So don't abort the process. That's my takeaway. What's your takeaway?
That's it? You only got that one?
I only wanted to
Okay,
say that
cool.
one. That's one I had in my head. I wanted to just give
Okay,
him that
cool.
one.
Don't abort the process. That's one.
That's only got one.
2 is allow the process to work its purpose. Allow the process to work its purpose. So when she says don't abort the process, she's saying don't go through the growing pains. Don't avoid rather the growing pains. Don't avoid, the things that even though we don't like it, we don't want it, but it pushes us to better character. It pushes us to more integrity. But what I'm saying to you is allow the process to work its purpose. If God and I'm talking to us believers, spiritual people, if God has you through this process, and a lot of times God will give us a understanding and an inkling, well, not always an understanding, but an inkling as to why or where He wants us to work and grow on. So for me, I needed to work on my character. I needed to work on leadership. I needed to work on being covering. I needed to work on, being a father. I need to work on being a husband. You know what I'm saying? After what the Bible says a husband should be. And if I try to, manipulate my process, then what I would have worked on was my communication skills, maybe, but not necessarily the things that would keep me in line with being a husband, according to the word.
Or what I'm trying to say is, when you abort the process or abandon the process, you don't work on anything. You ain't even trying to work. You just trying to be and stay where you are because you don't feel that there's a need to even have I ain't gotta go through that. We could just skip past this. We could just go straight to what we want. No, the process is important. You can't take away that space and that time, because that space time is going to make and or break, right? And the hope for what we're hoping is that it makes you into a better person. Because I believe it will. You have another takeaway, babe?
You kind of like, you just took my little steam. I was Thomas the engine.
Ooh.
I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can.
We're team.
And you kind of like, yeah.
We're a team.
No, but I'm Kobe and I'm Shaq, and you supposed to be Ty Lue.
I'm LeBron James.
You cannot be LeBron James.
I'm Michael Jordan.
You can be Anderson Varejao.
Don't even know who that is. I want to be Michael or LeBron James. That's just who I want to be.
All right, you can be Dwayne Wade.
That name. You're not going to embarrass me right here because I don't know these people. That name sounds familiar.
Wade, Gabrielle Union.
Oh yeah, no, I don't want to be Dwayne Wade.
Okay, we're going to leave that alone. Because we love everybody. Dwayne Wade, Jordan, Varejao, we love everybody.
Yeah, but I don't want to be Dwayne Wade. I want to be LeBron James.
All right, you LeBron.
Thank you.
You LeBron and I'm Jordan.
Okay.
And I'm Jordan. You know what I'm saying? But we love you guys. Don't believe the hype. Let us know if you guys think that there should be a part 2 to this, because we it was so many elements to the Don't Believe the Hype that we didn't unpack everything. But we hope that you got the essence of what we were saying.
Definitely.
We hope you got the essence of what it is, the point we're trying to make. Don't believe the hype. Don't compare yourself. Don't believe the hype. Don't fall short of the process. Don't believe the hype. Don't think that because your relationship is in a rough patch that you guys can't make it to the promised land, because that is not true. We've had a million rough patches, and I believe that we're just on the outskirts of the promised land.
I agree. And the truth is...
The truth. You're not going to do 2 minutes of truth. You're just going to go to the truth.
The truth. 2 minutes of truth.
Because you said takeaways.
Oh, that was the 2 minutes of...
You should have said 2 minutes of truth.
That was the 2 minutes of truth, babe.
Yeah, see who don't be sticking to the agenda or to the itinerary. This one here.
2 minutes of truth is, don't abort and don't abandon the process. Okay, guys?
All right.
And the truth is, because I'm hot, that's the truth at this moment. The truth is, babe, you got to pay attention.
I'm sorry.
The truth is, what's the truth?
The truth is
that Jesus loves you.
That's the truth.
That's the truth, guys.
That's the truth. Jesus is the answer.
He shall not, guys. We gotta go. The truth is, my husband cannot sing. We gotta go, babe. No. They don't want this. We want them to come back for the next episode. And if you start singing, they're gonna be like, ooh.
I tell you what, I'm not gonna sing. Go get my Bible. Turn to the book of Revelation.
We leaving.
Yes, Lord.
Ron.
Oh.
No. Stop. Ron, stop it. We're leaving. The truth is that Jesus loves you, and so do we.
So do we. We love you guys. Peace. You gotta do it like me. Peace. All right, now do it like this. Now do the Big Papi.
Oh, Big Papi? What is that called?
The baseball player, David Ortiz. Oh my God. All right, do the LeBron.
Ron, you're so loud. I don't even know these things. Hey, turn this on.
How you gonna be LeBron? You know what?
We gotta go. I just know LeBron James is a good basketball player. He's one of the best.
We love you guys. Have a great week.
Peace.
Peace. What's up, family? Listen, I just can't wanted to come on real quickly and apologize to you guys for the technical difficulties that we were experiencing in the beginning. If you can't tell by now, we pre-recorded that episode because we're down here in Orlando. We took Micah and Jaden away for Micah's fourth birthday, and we're down here in Orlando celebrating Micah. And so we're so sorry that we had some technical difficulties, but I promise you guys that moving forward in our show, moving forward with the seasons, all those technical difficulties and all these issues are going to be worked out. We're so grateful that you guys want to come and rock with us again. Listen, it's only getting better from here. We're going to be talking about our marriage day we got married. We're going to be talking about our wedding. We're going to be talking the whole truth about our weddings. We're going to be talking about grief, the loss of our son. We're going to be talking about sex. Yes, to the church folks, we're going to be talking about sex. We're going to be talking about everything. So we hope that you guys keep rocking with us and come back for the next episode. I love you guys. Peace. See you later. Stay safe.